Hello, everyone, and happy Sunday or Monday, wherever you are. And welcome to my 33 days of self mastery, where we're collecting our soul fragments, collecting our aspects of things that maybe we need to develop, or we need to strengthen, or we need to come into a place of wholeness and completeness where we pull in all of our power. And so today we're going to talk about strength. And strength, as well, let me just say, and I always say this, I've been saying this a lot lately, but as always, it's no accident that I'm showing up here today and it being strength. This is perfect. I think that's one of the things that I personally have been working on is regaining strength. The ascension journey is something that we go on that takes a lot out of you. It's truly a transmutational process of the internal being that also matches, our physical body and then our external reality. And it takes a lot of work. So it can be quite exhausting and it takes a lot out of you. So I think it's very important to think about what you need to do in order to stay in your power to help regain strength. One of the things I have to tell you that as I've been rebuilding strength in the last month, like more intentional in a way that I can finally do some of the things that I used to not be able to do as consistently. I was still doing them, but because of what I went through with COVID, it had taken so much out of me that I was sporadic and I was showing up and I was trying, but in some ways I was pushing and I wasn't surrendering to the process of where I was. And so as I say that, what I want you to realize that is that I judged weakness as being something that was weak, when technically, if you do get to the heart of what it is that you perceive to be weakness, and you can surrender to that, and you can embody that, and you can own that, and you don't suppress that or judge it, then that technical weakness can be your greatest strength as you go into that and you face that and you embrace it in such a way that maybe you can cultivate things within your life or yourself or your actions, your thoughts, that is going to help you transform your perception of the weakness into a strength. So that being said, though, that takes a lot of willingness to be open and looking within on a very deep level. So what I feel guided to ask you to do today is really take a look at, before you really look at your strengths, look at what you perceive to be your weaknesses. It doesn't mean they are, but how can you develop those weaknesses to become your strengths? And what in those is maybe potentially, your greatest strength can actually be your greatest weakness as well. So for instance, to give you an example of that, I have always been a very detail-oriented person, and that is great in a lot of ways when it comes to structure or organization or creation in some ways on some level. But I've also saw it as my greatest weakness to have to know all those details, to have to be bogged down by all of that stuff that gets heavy and distracting and chaotic to the point where it can create a block in my ability to move at such a pace without me having to retain or absorb these things that are holding me back, really. And so while being detailed can be great, and we just had this, I believe it was the new moon of Virgo, and Virgo is all about details, take a look at that in your life, and maybe where do you need to be more detailed to bring into form what it is you want to create? How do you need to show up in that way? But then maybe if you're like me in some areas, this isn't every area, it's in different areas of your life, where does it present itself that can actually be your block? And so that you need to surrender to or let go of, or let go, like stop hanging on to all these details, so to speak. So it's a very powerful way to come into more acceptance of your strength. That is more acceptance of who you are, that brings more acceptance to those around you. And then maybe you can shift your perception of what you believe to be a weakness when it could technically be your greatest strength. So yeah, spend some time reflecting on that. And if you're new to my 33-day challenge where I'm showing up to share these aspects with you, make sure to say hello, or even if not, be sure to let me know what it is you're working on to regain more strength. And by letting me know that, you'll get your name into the drawing for my free card deck, the Twin Flame Ascension Oracle deck I created. At the end of this, on day 33, I'm going to give away a deck and putting people's names in a drawing for basically participating and leaving me a comment about that in whatever platform you're on. And then in addition to that, you can actually get your name into the drawing multiple times by, if you tag someone on this video, you get 2 additional. If you share this video on another platform or on whatever platform that you're watching from, then you can get 3 additional, making 6 possible chances. And I know some people are getting their name in multiple times for multiple videos, and I can't wait to do the drawing. And there is a link for this deck if you're interested in the above or below based on the platform you're on. And if you're on Instagram, it's in the bio. I have a link there in my bio. And so one of the things I feel guided to talk about with strength as you move forward in this is that it's also linked to your purpose and a sense of feeling empowered by putting these lower energies, these lower frequency ideas, concepts, perceptions, and judgments, or maybe your lack of ability to show up in the way you judge or think you should. So like, for instance, you might be wanting to get into your purpose or get into your mission, or, have the dream and the direction and all these things, but you're not sure what that is. So based on that, a lot of times it's really easy to kind of go through a process of self-judgment as to, well, I don't even have one, or I don't know what to do, or I don't know how to get where I want to go. And a lot of people spend a lot of time searching for it, but it's really inside of you. And because it's really inside of you, it's literally not about finding something. It's about that something coming to you, but you getting out of the way and allowing that to come. And the only way you can do that is kind of show up in a way every day of being like, how can I serve? What can I do? And let it present itself. But instead, you might be going through the process of pushing to figure something out that's beyond what you can see right now. So with that being said, that's why I encourage you to get plugged into my Lightworker Academy, because that can really help you begin to get more grounded in a community of way showers and light workers and soulpreneurs that all have the same goal of at least moving forward in something. And you may not fully see what it is. And if you do, you might even be going to the next level. So that's where my group with that, I have multiple levels of people. Some people are taking their craft to the next level. Some are scaling their business. Some are trying just to discover what their purpose is and who their tribe is. But regardless, I have a system and a program that can help you wherever you are to be able to identify that within yourself and your niche and yourself. You are the niche, really, is where I was going with that. You are the niche, and to be able to own that light within yourself so you can show up in that way shower path in order to just be yourself, be authentic. And so it can give you strength, though, when you take action and you put into action some of the things ideas maybe, because a lot of times there could be a lot of ideas floating around, but if you're not taking action on those ideas, then you can't have an opportunity to really play with them. It's like going to the clothing store and trying on clothes, and you don't know how they're going to fit. And so it's like, let's go shopping. Let's try on some clothes. Let's see what you like and what you don't like. And you won't know those things if you don't show up in some way to put something on and realize that I don't like that, it doesn't fit, but I like this and that. And that's the only way you kind of do it. And so anyway, I'd invite you, if you've not already done so, to check out my Lightworker Academy. And you can find that link in the description above or below you, or in my bio on Instagram. So we're winding down the 33 days of mastery here. And I believe we are on, today is makes 8 more days left. I'm pretty sure today's on the countdown of 9, 8, 7. And so it's been quite an interesting journey for me as I show up 33 days in a row here to be live, in a sense that I'm making a commitment to myself to discover more of myself and collect these aspects, to process these aspects, to integrate them, to create more wholeness and connection of myself. So I'm going through this with you guys. So I want to thank all of you that has been on this journey, follow me through this, and that has supported me, and all of your comments and all your, sharing with me, like having followed for a long time and seeing my difference in myself, seeing my femininity shine through, seeing my illuminating shine, is what some of you have said, and sharing those comments with me means so much to me, because I have been on this journey for a long time, sharing who I am. And for you to be able to see my transformation in reality and physical form and notice it really helps me see and understand that I'm evolving and growing and changing just like you. And I'm putting in the work, but I'm also showing up from a place that I'm making it a reality. I'm trying to take future versions of me and make those things and implement and integrate those things within myself on a daily basis, without waiting till I get in some place to then arrive, because we won't ever arrive, because there'll always be a new version of us. There'll always be a higher version of us, and there'll always be a next version of us. So it's about us learning how to navigate the journey in the process. And the more you can show up in a place of identifying your strengths and your weaknesses and turning your weaknesses into strengths, the more fuel you're going to have to navigate. And that also, I would say, from a place of strength, to really hone in that power can come by connecting to your body in such a way that pay attention to what your body's saying. Your body has a lot to express, and I've been going through a lot of body work and on lots of levels to connect to my body and to bring balance to my body and my breath and my being, and to really embody these things that we're talking about, to not just know them, not just see that in the awareness, but to feel it, to embrace it, become it. And it's a beautiful process when we show up that way and we move it from a knowing to an owning. And it's about owning who you are and doing things such as eating higher vibrational foods or working out in a sense of what's going to give you some strength physically. Because I feel like I draw upon my strength physically, draws upon strength that I need to basically move from surviving to thriving, because it wakes up something inside of me that wants to be more expressed in a more bolder way, because strength can make us and help us become more bold within the beauty and the grace of who we are as we glow forward on fire, as I'm always saying. So, all right. So make sure to check out the Lightwork Academy. Make sure to let me know what's providing you strength and get in for that drawing, and like, share, and comment. And I will show up tomorrow with more tips, tools, and techniques for you to recollect another aspect of yourself so you can find wholeness within. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day wherever you are, and I will see you tomorrow.